Okay. So hi everyone, and welcome to today's session where we're going to be building and deploying your first website. So a bit about me. My name is Mahira, and I'm going to be leading you to today's workshop. I'm a first-year undergraduation student at VIT Vellore, and fun fact about me: my favorite programming language is JavaScript. So just let me know in the comment section, everyone, which is your most preferred programming language. Okay, I'd be really happy to know. Okay, so a bit about MLH. Major League Hacking, it organizes events for hackers like you and me, where we come together, we build, share, and learn. So there'll be a link that will be shared in the chat section, and through that link you can go and check out and read more about MLH and all of its events. So moving on to today's event, what you'll learn today. So you'll be learning the structure and syntax of HTML and CSS. I'll take you through the important HTML elements and CSS properties. And finally, we'll be deploying your website on Glitch. Okay. So why does this matter? Why is it so important for us to know how to build and deploy a website? So first, HTML and CSS, they are used in every single website that is out there. They are the foundation of way more complicated skills that you may learn later. I mean, anything that you want to learn further in the web development domain, it will start with HTML and CSS. And most importantly, being able to deploy and share your personal website, it really helps you market yourself and connect with other developers. Okay. So the structure for today's workshop, I'll be giving you a brief introduction to HTML and CSS. We'll be adding content to the website that we'll be making. We'll be styling that website, and we'll be customizing it. And then at the end of the session, we'll be passing on a review and a quiz form. Okay. Okay, so before we actually start making the website, there's the link that will again be circulated in the chat section. It's a link, you can go and check what we are building today. I'll just show it to you all. It's going to be somewhat like this. Okay, so we are building a personal portfolio. Obviously not for Ada Lovelace, it's going to be for us. So it's going to have all of your details, and then you can go around and share it with whomever you want. Okay. Okay, so the next thing that you all need to do is go to glitch.com, and you'll need to go and register there. Go and sign up there. And okay, so I have already signed up, and that's why this is how my page looks. But for y'all, there'll be an option out here where you can sign up. Okay, so just do that quickly, and we can continue. Also, everyone just keep an image of yourself ready, and also your LinkedIn profile URL. If you don't have an image of yourself right now, it's okay. You can just go and download any image from the net, and then later you can replace it with your image. Cool? So I'll just wait while everyone has finished signing up. Okay, so I hope everyone, you all mentioned your favorite programming language in the comment section, right? I really want to know. Okay. And also, once all are done signing up, just put a 1 in the chat section so that I know when to begin. Okay, so I assume everyone might have been done with signing up on Glitch by now. And also, as I said, just keep your LinkedIn profile URL and an image of yourself ready. So I'll move on. Now there'll be another link that might be circulated in the chat section, or else I'll just show it to you. It's this link. You'll need to go on this website and okay, so go on this site and so this is how the page should appear, and scroll down and click on remix your own. Okay, I'll just repeat it. Go on this site. It should be circulated in the chat section. And once you reach there, scroll down and you will see this button where it's written remix your own. Just click on that. And once you click on that, a page like this should appear for you. This might take a while to load. Okay, so is everyone on the same page as me? Because once we reach it, then there'll be no going back. Like we'll be starting with the code from here on. Okay, so I assume by now everyone must have been on this page. So this page is basically where we're going to be building our website, where we'll be writing all our code. Okay, so you can click here. You see these folders and files out here. So click on index.html. So this is going to be the starter template for the HTML that we're going to continue writing on. And as of now, if you don't, okay, so basically this, whatever HTML we have, we can see its preview. You click out here on the show button and in a new window. So on a new window, you can see the preview of the website that we already have, okay, that's built on this much on this HTML that we have already written. Also, a preview out here towards the right should appear. If it doesn't appear for you, just click here and click on this next to the code. So a live preview you can check out here while we're making changes. So this should really be helpful. I mean, if there's a live preview, you won't have to keep going on and on again on a separate tab to check all the changes. All right. So now that we've seen a live preview and everything of our website, let's start making changes so that we can personalize it. The first change, in this title tag that you see here on line number 4, we're going to be adding our own name. And don't worry, I'll be explaining what all we're doing, like what all this code is. Right now, just go along with me. Okay, that's the first change. In this title tag, write your name, mine, Mahira. So write your name, and out here in the H1 tag, where it's written, what's your name, hacker, there also write your name. All right, and once this is done, you can see there's a change out here, right? You can see it in the preview. You can also go there and check it in the live preview, the entire tab. There will be changes to your website. So this was the first change, okay? And that was pretty cool. Like we just wrote a few lines and there was a change that we saw in our website. So what exactly we just did, okay? Let's just deep dive into the code and the files that we have here. So first comes this assets folder. Okay, right now you see we have no assets here, but what's going to be coming here is the images. All right, we're going to be okay, let me just wait while you all are done with this. Just finish writing this title and a change in the H1 tag here. Okay, I'll just wait for a second. Okay, so I think I'll continue. Once again, there's this assets folder out here. Right now I have no assets, but all of your images that you'll be including in your website are going to be added in this folder. We will be adding in more images later, but for now it's empty. All right. Next, we have this readme.md. As it's written here, that's this file where you can tell people what your cool website does and how you built it. All right. So here you can just describe your website. Like for now, we're building a personal portfolio. So you can just write, okay, that this is my personal portfolio and whatever description. It's written in Markdown, but we won't be getting into that right now. So yeah, that's your readme.md. Next is your index.html. I think everyone must be aware. HTML is going to be the skeleton for a website. We can't have a website out there without the HTML. And I will be going through the entire code. I'll be explaining each and every line, but that's HTML for now. It's the skeleton of your website. Okay, let me jump to style.css. So CSS is going to give styling to your website. All right, it's going to beautify your website. Like you see out here, there's this color. Okay, the title, the heading to the website, it's a different color. So that is all of that is done through your CSS. And then we have media queries.css. So media queries.css is basically to make your website more responsive. So, we could preview this website on a mobile device, on a PC, all with different widths and sizes, right? So just so that our website looks good, the design is responsive on each and every device. For that, we need to write this special file that's known as media queries.css. But again, during this session, we will not be editing this file. Cool. So I'm going to explain you all each and every line that we have right now in this index.html. So as I said, HTML is a skeleton of everything, of our website. It stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And so let me start. This first line that you see here, doc type HTML, it just basically defines that this entire file that you have here, it's going to all be in HTML. All right. The next line. The HTML language en, that's nothing, is just telling that the language is English. Then also this HTML, this is called the opening tag. Let me just go back to the presentation and I can show you all there. All right. Yeah. So this is the basic HTML syntax, all right? So you'll be having an opening tag and a closing tag. The only difference is that there's going to be a slash on the closing tag, and between these two tags, whatever we write is our content. So generally, all tags will have an opening and closing tag. Only few of them are such that they will be self-closing tags that they don't need this closing tag, like links and images, the anchor tag, okay? So we will be adding that also in our HTML, all right? Next, okay, let me go back to this and explain from here itself. Yeah, you see, so this is the HTML opening tag and it closes here, all right? So all the HTML that we're writing is between this opening and closing tag. Next, we have the head. All right, this is the head, and in the head, we're going to have information pertaining to a website like the title. So this title is basically what showed up here. That's the title to my website, and right. Then there are meta characters. So these meta links, basically, it's going to tell the website how to render your page. It's not this all the information that we write in the meta tags, it's not going to be visible to the user. But it just specifies a few things. For example, here the first meta tag that we have is charset is equal to UTF-8. So it's just specifying that the character encoding is UTF-8. Okay, it's in Unicode. Next, we have this HTTP equivalent is equal to, all right, so this tag is not that important, but just like a brief overview, it's so it's just so that different browsers can support your web page, and that's it for now. It's not very important for now. Next is this meta name is equal to viewport. So your viewport is basically the entire site, okay? This is my viewport. Whatever I can see, whatever is in my display, that is the viewport. So what we're saying is that, the content, the width device is the width. Width is equal to the device width, sorry. So set the width of my viewport to the device width, and the initial scale is equal to 0, which basically means that the initial zoom level that is set to the normal, the 100%. All right. Then we have these 4 links out here. So what links do, they basically help us import other files in this HTML. So the first link that we have is the style sheet style.css. Okay. So the style.css is basically this style.css. So we're basically we're giving the link to that the path to that style.css, and we're telling that we basically, so the HTML will be able to use this style.css through this path. That's how we link any other file in HTML. And then we have the media queries, and then these two links out here. So this first link, it is to fonts google.apis. Okay, so we are basically going to be we're going to be trying out new fonts. So for that we are using Google Fonts, and that is the link for Google Fonts that we're using. And the next link, it's an icon library that's known as Font Awesome. So we're also going to be adding icons to the website, and that's what Font Awesome, that link is for. All right. So then the head tag ends. Then we have the body tag. Okay. So here the body tag starts and here it ends. So everything that's between the body tag is what's going to be actually visible to the user. Cool. So now let's make more changes to our HTML and see the changes. Okay. So the first change that we are going to make is, we're going to be adding an, all right. So you see this section here where I have this paragraph, let's build something cool together. Instead of having let's build something cool together, let's write something about ourselves, all right? So instead of let's build something cool together, I'll write, I am an undergraduate student and pursuing, just code along with me, all right? Computer science. And also I love to code. Cool. So I think you can see all the changes that are being made here. You can also go and preview it in a full view. Yeah, so that was the first change that I made. And okay, now let's further personalize this. And I want everyone now just follow along, okay? Because now we'll be making quite a few changes. Now we're going to be adding an about section. So for that, we're going to add an h2 tag. And inside that, write about. All right. Yeah, so you can see we got this about right here. Okay. After the about section, about heading, include a paragraph. And inside that, just write anything about yourself. Okay. Or actually, wait. Let me add this itself out here. And instead out here, let me add here, I am Mahira, a web developer. All right, so I'll just wait while all of you all have written this much, and then we'll continue. Also, you can keep looking at the live version of your website out here. Okay, so I assume everyone might have made these changes by now. Let's add some more information, okay? So after this closing paragraph tag, yeah, everyone just add a UL element. I will be explaining, okay, what all of this is. And inside the UL element, add an li tag. And inside the li tag, again add an h3 tag. Okay, so I'll just wait here once again and explain everything that we've done till now. All right. So first change that we made was here. Hey, I am Mahira, a web developer. So we made a change in the paragraph. All right. Before that, H1. This H1, it specifies a heading. So we have 6 headings from H1 to H6. The largest being H1 and the smallest being H6. Also, it's recommended that you use only one H1 tag throughout your website because not that you'll get an error or anything, but it's just a good coding practice. All right. Next comes the paragraph. So any text that you're adding to your site, okay, it all has to come inside this paragraph tag. All right, then the h2 tag, as I said, it's going to be slightly smaller in size than the h1 tag. And again, we have a paragraph tag where we're writing about us. Next, there's this UL element. UL stands for unordered list. All right. So as you can see, we have only one UL element out here. That's this li. Again, li stands for list item, and inside that we have an h3. So every element inside this li is going to be as an unordered list, and an unordered list would it would come as a bullet out here. Okay, as you can see. So what this section is going to be is we're going to be adding all of our projects. Okay. All right. So this is your website. If you don't have projects, you can add whatever you want. If you've published any blogs or research papers or any accolades, anything. Okay. I will be putting in projects for now, but you can literally go ahead and add anything that you want. Cool. So before that, let me just specify that this is the project section. So I'll add another h2 tag. In that, I'll write projects. All right. Yeah, this h2 tag will come right after the paragraph tag for the about section. And then inside the UL, I'll add the heading to my first project. Let's say my first project was an e-commerce site. All right. I'm just going to copy this because I'm going to be adding in 3 projects. So I don't want to write all of that all over again. Yeah, let's say my second project. Okay, let's say my second project, sorry. Yeah. My second project was, let's say it's a chat application. And let's say my third project is, it's a blog site. Okay. Now, after each li tag, I want to add something about my project. So for that, I'll add a paragraph. And about my e-commerce site, let's just say that it's a food delivery site. Then about the chat application, it is, okay, instead of chat application, let's keep it as task manager. And let's say that it's an application that manages your daily schedule. And the blog site, let's say a site to read, publish, and edit your blogs. All right, so everyone just finish this bit and then I'll move ahead. Okay. Okay, once y'all are done, just let me know in the chat section by putting in a 1. And if y'all have any doubts, please put them in the chat section again. Either I or anyone who has the answer to your doubts will respond back immediately. Okay? Okay. So I assume everyone's done till here, right? So now is the actual fun part. All right, we're going to be adding images and icons to our website. So if you see Ada Lovelace's website here, she has an image, she has a footer with a lot of icons. So we're going to be doing something similar. Okay, so go to your assets folder. And as I said before, just keep an image ready. If you don't have an image ready, just download anything from the net, all right? So since I have an image ready, I'll just drag and drop that here. It will upload your picture and then click on the picture and just copy the URL, all right? Once again, go to your assets folder, drag and drop an image and click on the picture and copy the URL. Okay, I'll just wait while you all are done with getting your image. Okay, so does the syntax matter like Python? See, HTML syntax is very, very simple. I mean, there's not really much you can go wrong with, but it's a little more forgiving in that terms. Like, it's not going to throw an error. Your page will yet be rendered. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think syntax errors will still matter, not like it will show yet. Yeah. Like, I mean, the basic structure needs to be present, all right? Like your closing tags, your head and your your beginning, your doc type, your beginning HTML and closing HTML tags, your head tags and your body tags. Without that, your page will not render. But any minor errors, like I mean, if I forgot to close a p tag or something like that, that will not matter, although it will spoil the structure of your page. Okay, I hope that cleared out your doubt. If not, then let me know. I'll get back to that later. Okay, so I think I can continue. Everyone might have copied the URL to the image. So now the fun part, we'll be adding images to our website. So right after the about section, we'll add an image. So the closing p tag after the about section, let's add the image there. So for that, we'll open an image tag. Okay. And as I said before, like there are some tags that are self-closing in HTML. So image tag is one of them. Okay. You don't need to specify anything like this. Okay. This is not necessary. It's not needed, in fact, at all. And in the image tag, we're going to add an src equal to the link that you just copied. Yeah. It's going to be equal to the link that you just copied, that URL of your image that you just copied. It's going to be equal to that. So if you can see, I got an image out here, but let's just keep that short for now and get this done quickly. And then I'll explain you all how this image tag works and what is this SRC. Just please get this done first. Okay. And any doubts again, please tell me in the comment section. I hope everyone has no doubts. If anything, or if you all are any step that you all didn't understand, just tell me to go back. Okay. Okay, so I think I'll continue. So we can see in the live preview here, an image has just been added. All right. And that was through this image tag that I added here. So yeah, so this is an image tag. This helps us add images in HTML, and SRC is the attribute to this image tag. Now, an attribute is basically something that will add a property to a tag in HTML. So SRC is it's an attribute that has to be present when you're adding an image tag, because it helps us to link that picture to the image tag. All right, so we need the link to that image so that we can render it on a page. So this is what this image tag does. And also, I mean, if your picture is too big or it's too small or anything, don't bother about that. We will be changing it. All right. Now, next, if we go to Ada Lovelace's website and see, you can see in this footer here we have a lot of icons. Okay, and it's really important to be, to have it on your page. Okay, all your contact sections and everything. So we'll be doing something similar. We'll be adding an icon. All right. So in the beginning, do you remember, like, I had spoken about these links and everything, and there was this link of Font Awesome. I said it's an icon library. So we'll be using this icon library, and we'll be adding an icon to your LinkedIn profile URL. Okay. So after this closing UL tag, add a footer tag. Okay. Sorry. Just add this footer tag. Then inside the footer, add an A tag. I'll be telling you what's an A tag. And inside that A tag, add an I tag. Now to the I tag, you have to add a class. Classes also, I'll be explaining what classes are. The class that you'll be adding, I think we can even send that in the chat section. You can just copy directly from there. It's going to be, yeah, so the class is going to be FA LinkedIn, because that's the icon that I want, and FA3, and also another property area is equal to true. Sorry. True. So just go and preview. Yeah, so you see I have this LinkedIn image right out here, this icon of LinkedIn. Just finish this off and then we will continue. Also, one more thing out here, I forgot. To this anchor tag, you need to add an href attribute and set it equal to your LinkedIn profile URL. Okay, so I have it open here. I'll just take it from here. Go to your LinkedIn quickly and get your profile link. Yeah. Okay, I'll just make this more readable so that you can see it all on one page. Also, time to time, keep formatting your document. It does nothing. It will make it more readable. All right. I hope everyone's getting the hang of it. Y'all are understanding the code, and y'all are following along. Okay, so I'm going to continue. There's just one very small thing that's left. I'm going to be explaining now what this does. All right, so we added a footer section to denote that this is going to be the footer of our site. It's actually going to be the contact section. Now I added this A tag. All right, this A tag is basically an anchor tag. Anchor tags are used in HTML to link and to give a link to any other site or anything at all. It's just for the links. Anchor tag. Anchor tag has an attribute called href where you will be providing the link to wherever you want the user to be redirected. And inside the anchor tag, I have added this I tag. So I tag has a lot of uses, but its main one being for icons. All right. So now this we are using it pertaining to this font awesome library that we have imported, or rather we have the link of out here. Yeah, so we added these classes again that is related to font awesome. We'll be getting it there on the website. And area. Okay, I think this is area. I just made a slight error, I guess. Yeah, it's supposed to be area hidden. All right, its area hidden is equal to true. So what this does, it just tells the user to kind of ignore that element. All right, this is not very important, but it's somewhat like that. And yeah, and then your footer closes. So this is a live preview of my website right now, and I hope your website also looks something similar to this. Now the last part, all right, of our HTML, and then we'll be moving on to the styling. So how can I make something bold or italic in my website? Well, that's done by adding an EM tag or a strong tag. So an EM tag is basically to make anything italic. So for example, if I add an EM tag out here, and this entire thing that I've written, I love to code, if I add that between my EM tag, you can see in the live preview out here, this has become italic. And if I want to make something bold, for example, if I'm just making, let's say, a food delivery website, all right, for example, if I want to make this bold, I'll add a strong tag and then a food delivery website. Yeah. So once again, yeah, here you can see it's become bold. So that's how you make anything bold or italic in HTML. Again, I'll be waiting here. Just finish the HTML part because this is the only thing that we have in HTML, and then we are moving on to the styling. Okay, so just make sure that everything till here is completed. And yeah, let me just zoom out a bit so that you can see the entire page. Yeah. Okay, everyone, please let me know the chat section once your HTML is over so that I'm sure that I can move ahead with this. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with the styling for our website now, assuming that everyone's done with the HTML. Let's move to the style. All right. So how do we style our websites? Okay, in CSS we basically have. Let me go back to the presentation and show you all what the syntax for CSS looks like. All right. Okay. So this is what CSS syntax looks like. There'll be a selector. This selector can be a tag, the elements that we added like h1, body, anything, okay? It can be anything of that sort. So it's going to be anyone's selector. Inside that selector, inside the curly brackets, we're going to specify a property. Out here, it's the color. The property will have a value, okay? For your, out here, it's blue. So yeah, so this the property and the value together make the declaration, and along with the selector, they make the entire rule set. So that's a CSS rule set, and that is what's going to style your entire website. All right, so now that you understand the structure and syntax of HTML, we'll add some to the website. So going back here, yeah, you see in the style.css file, I have this selector out here, the body selector. So what I've done is I've selected this entire body tag, okay, from the beginning till the end. Everything that's in the body tag, I have selected all of that, and I have set its font family to this. I think this must already be there, okay, even for y'all, this must be visible. This code must be present. Okay, so what does this first property mean? Font family. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We are just specifying the font that we're going to be using. So we're telling the browser that use for the entire body, okay, the entire body, that's whatever the user is seeing. We want to use the font of Open Sans. Now, if the browser does not recognize this font of Open Sans, we will use Helvetica. If not that, then Arial, and if not that, then sans serif. All right. The next property is margin. Margin out here is set to 3 viewport width. Okay, out here, just change it to percentage for now. Yeah, make it percentage. So margin, basically it specifies the space around each element, all right? So we have this entire, we are giving it to the entire body. So this body is everything, right? Everything on the page right now is the body. Whatever HTML I've written was within the body tag. So all of it, if you can see here, it has a margin of 3%. 3% width that I can see. There are more units. I will get back to that. Right now, just stick with percentage. Okay. Next, we've selected this H1 tag. H1 tag, let me just show it here as well. The H1 tag in this was this, the title, where your name is written here. Yeah, this H1 tag has been selected and its color is set to this. Here we have specified in the hexadecimal system. You can also just specify its name. It is Georgia blue. If you don't want it, if you don't want to change it, that's totally fine. They're both the same, but just telling it's the color is Georgia blue. All right. Yeah. So this is our website for now. Okay. So I told you that percentage is not the only unit that we use. So I'll go back to the presentation and show you which are the other units that we use. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So the other units that we use first is pixels. Pixels is absolute. So if I'm specifying something like this element, okay, I've selected this image tag to be 400 pixels. So it will be 400 pixels. It is absolute. On the other hand, percentage, viewport width, and viewport height, they're all relative sizings. So if I mention percentage, it's relative to the parent container. So if okay, so as we saw here, there's nesting. Okay, yeah, here we had a UL element, and inside that UL element we had another LI element. Inside that LI we again had another AS3 element. So out here we have basically nested the HTML tags starting with UL. Okay, UL was the parent element and LI is its child element. So here when I'm saying percentage relative percentage of its parent container, that's what I mean. It will take, when I say 3%, it will take 3% of whatever is the width or the size of the parent container. And then percentage viewport width, it is percentage of whatever is the viewport, it's the width of the device. And again, height, percentage of the device, height of the device. All right. So those were units, and yeah, now we can add more sizing to the more styling, sorry, to our website. Select the H2 element. You can see this about section. We had H2 to it. Oh, it's an H2 tag, right? About, and also the projects. It is an H2 tag. So select that H2 tag, and then in that specify its color. Define the property color to be equal to dim gray. Okay. And yeah, you can see here the color has changed and of the project section as well. So we selected the H2 tag and changed its color to dim gray. Okay, look at the live version of your website again, and this is how it looks. Now, if you look at Ada Lovelace's website, you can see that there's a lot of structure. There's a lot of structure to her website. Her entire about section is on the left. Her project section is on the right. So let's try and do that to our website as well. For that, you need to go back to index.html and you need to add a section. The section will be the section will start from right below the your first H1, your only H1 tag, and the section is supposed to end. Yeah, it's supposed to end at, I think, your footer. No, after your UL. Yeah, the section will end after your UL, where you've specified all of your projects after that list. Your section will end. Okay, we don't need to touch the footer because that's going to stay at the bottom itself. All right, and go ahead and add a class of main to your section. Okay, so now what is a class? Class is basically given to some HTML elements so that we can group all of that code together. And then when we are styling, we can use the class name and target all of those elements. So for example, if I gave this class main to anything else, any other element out here, when I call it, okay, like when I call it in my CSS, when I call that class main, even that element will be selected. But for now, just give this class main to the section. Just finish this. And one more thing, we have to add two divisions. First one starting from your about section and starting from the heading and ending right below your image. Yeah. And the next division, it will start right above your project section and it's going to end, yeah, right before the section after the UI. Now the first division that we added will have a class which is equal to left, and the second division, the second division will have a class which is equal to right. Okay, everyone just finish this, and any doubts or queries, let me know, because we made quite a few changes in the HTML right now. So just go through all of this, finish this quickly, and then we'll add the last part of the styling. Okay? I'll just zoom in a bit. Keep formatting your file. Make sure that you get the beginning and the ending of each division correct. So what we've just done, it's going to help us structure our entire website, and we'll see how that's done in the style section. Just get done with this right now. Okay, guys, once you are done, just let me know in the comment section once again. Type a 1 if you're done, and any doubts or queries are always welcome. Okay, so I'll continue. All right, so we added a section that had a class of main and out here, and we added two divisions, one with the class of left and the other with the class of right. Okay, now we did all of this to add structure to our website. Now we're going to use a CSS class selector. Okay, the class's name was main. So this is how you specify a class selector in HTML. It's going to have so you're going to start with a dot and then the name of the class, and then whatever CSS, whatever properties and values you want to add will continue. So any element in HTML that's going to have that class, all of the properties of CSS that we're going to be writing out here will apply to those elements. So the first property is display. We're going to be setting it to flex. Next, we're going to add justify content to center. Sorry, not center, space around. And last, the height. We're going to set it to 70 viewport height. All right. So what did I just do? I chose the class selector of main, and inside that I specified the display property. Now what is display? Display, basically it just tells the browser how any element is supposed to occupy space on the website. Okay, how it's supposed to occupy space on the page, and we set its value equal to flex. Flex, basically it will tell. Okay, so first go and check the preview. You might just understand something from there. Yeah, don't bother about this for now. We're going to set the width of the image, and we're going to resize the image. So if you see, my about section has gone on the left and my project section on the right. So why did this happen is because I set the display property equal to flex. What flex does is it basically tells any element. Okay, so inside this section of main, we had two elements, which were two divs, two divisions, one with a class of left and the other with a class of right. So each of these divisions will be taking up just the space it requires, and then the other element will take the remaining space. Okay, so all the elements will be squeezing in, and it will cover the entire width of the page, and that's what flex will do. Then next we have justify content space around. What this does is it's basically saying that the spacing around each flex element, like this was my first flex element, this was the first div, and this was the second div. So the space around each of them should be equal. That's what justify content space around does. And height, 70 viewport height. I think that's very self-explanatory again, that I had said it before. The entire section is going to have a height of 70% of the height of the viewport. Next, we added two divisions. So let's also add some CSS to that. Yeah. We're going to select both of the classes together this time, and dot right. And we're going to set its width equal to 46 times the width, so not 46 times, 46% of the width of the page. And then let's check. Okay. Last, image. We need to resize the image. So I'm going to select the image tag and set its height equal to 40 times the viewport height, and its width to auto, which will what auto will do is it's just going to take up the entire space, including the margins of the parent element. All right. And margin is basically the space around it. It's going to be 3 viewport height. That's in the X direction, and in the Y direction, and 0 in the X direction. Let's go and have a look. All right. Yeah. So this image, changing this image might have also made that glitch fish out here. It might have made it really big, but we don't really need that glitch fish. All right. So we can go ahead and delete it from our index.html. Right out here below this also, yeah, this is an HTML comment. All right. This is how you write comments in HTML. And we can go ahead and just remove this one division with the class of glitch button, because we don't really need it in our site. Okay. And then go and preview your website. Yeah, so your website is kind of done. Actually, it is done. All right, so just finish off the style, and then I'll move to the presentation, and a few more things we'll be adding. Guys, once all are done, once again, just let me know in the comment section so I can go ahead. Okay, so I'll start. One thing, okay, so you're actually done with your website, all right? If you look at it, it's done. We have added, you can go ahead and add a lot of other things, okay? You can add everything about yourself out there, but because of the time constraint, I'm not going to be adding too much. Go ahead and add whatever sections you want, but now, I mean, a few more customizations that we can do to this is like, for example, when I click on this link, it redirects me to LinkedIn in the same tab, all right? And this is not something that anyone would want. So we would want it to open in a new tab, sorry. So out here, one thing that we can do is set another property after another attribute as target is equal to underscore blank. And then if you see, it will open in a new link. All right. Also, another thing we can do is that once this link is visited, the color of this icon changes. So another thing we can do for that, in the style section, we can select the A tag. Okay, now this A tag, it will select all of the anchor tags that's there on the in the index.html. But since we have only one anchor tag throughout this page, it will be selecting only this one. So we will set A, and the A tag, after it is visited, we're going to set its color to Dodger blue. All right. So now, okay, now you see the color change, right? Now, even if I will open it, the color out here won't change. Initially, what was happening was the color out here changed. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You have completed all the work on your first website. And another thing you can do is like for your out here, you see in the project section in all of out here, you can just link your repositories by adding an A tag after all of these H3 tags. I think, yeah, we had added H3 tags. After that, you can just add an A tag, or within this only you can add an A tag where you can get link your GitHub repositories and all. But I'll leave all of that to you. And yeah, that was about it. And I'll just move back to the presentation and okay. So yeah, we customized it and we did this as well, right? So yeah, another customization that you can do is change the fonts. Visit fonts.google.com and just pick up whatever font you like and use that out here. You don't need to stick to the font that we used. And all right, a review and a quiz will be circulated in the comment section, and everyone just fill that. And yeah, also one more thing, your website has already been deployed. It's on glitch.com, and you can just click here and copy the URL and just send it to anyone in the world, okay? And your website is hosted, right? So there it is. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And yeah, a quick recap. What we did was we set up the HTML, which is the skeleton of the website. We added styling to our website through CSS, and your website was already deployed you on glitch.com. Okay, and anyone in the world can navigate to the link. All right. So yeah, the quiz, it will be circulated in the chat section. Everyone, please get that quiz. Okay. So a few things you can do after this session as a challenge. You can add fonts. You can purchase a domain and set it up to redirect to your site. And yeah, also check your emails. You all must have got the slides to this workshop, practice problems, and all a summary to all of the key topics and yeah, instructions to join the MLH community and an update on all the events from MLH. And yeah, that was about it. Thank you.